that this is a joke, and I think someone's trying to be clever and kitschy or whatever, but I just think it's terrible. Looking at the screen, this is actually the first time I've ever heard of point-based, I guess, scoring on applying to a job. My first glance at it, I think it's a terrible idea because if you have experience with PHP, I mean, maybe you looked at it one time or you've done it 15 years. So I don't understand how that can just be a 3 points. And then looking over it, some of the things on there, I don't understand why they're weighted heavily over the others. So honestly, if I were to see this as a job posting, I would completely disregard it and wouldn't have any interest in it. And knowing the developers I know and their expectations, no one would apply to this. No one owns Bitcoin. Seriously? No.
My impressions, I really don't care. I truly don't care. You have a 1 point, 3 point, 5 points, or 50 points. You know what? If you're good, you're good. But if you are disengaged, you're going to be gone from work, from whatever you are doing in 16, 17 months, right? So you can be an excellent developer, disengaged with job, disengaged with your company, team, culture, you're gone. So I really don't care. I mean, Hanna is looking at this as a recruiter's perspective. I'm looking more as a performance consultant. So I'm looking as a whole person. Can they do the job? Probably they can. Will they do a job? Probably they will. The question is, how are they going to do the job, right? That's what I want to look. So I would like to apply kind of the predictive index and see, are they really a true person that is designed for that job and will do the job? That's my perspective. How many points they have? That's what I said. I really don't care.
So yes and no. I think that weighting the responsibilities on a job description would be helpful and useful, but this approach, no, this is still a terrible approach, and I don't think it provides any value or insight into what the project is, what they're really looking for. It's just a bunch of bullet points with some numbers attached to it. So, but yeah, I think if there was job descriptions, that's kind of where us recruiters come into play, is because, yeah, a job description will list out, we need this person to have 20 different qualifications. But at the end of the day, my job is to work with the hiring manager, sit with them and be like, okay, I know you need all of this, but what is this person doing? How much of their time is going to be spent hands-on coding, mentoring others, leading strategy, and all of that? So if you might not put that in a job description, but when good recruiters, when they have conversations with candidates, will be able to present that information. We'll be able to guide someone and be like, okay, so this is actually going to be more of an individual contributor, hands-on role versus a leadership or strategy type of role. So yes, weighting is definitely good, and I think all recruiters should be able to talk about that when it comes to speaking directly about the job with a candidate. But this approach is still garbage. So I think this approach could be improved if they took away the points and they said, they just maybe had 5 things and said, experience with this, and this is why. And then people could be like, okay, that's why they need to have this type of experience. Because just saying that we need you to have experience with PHP, well, why?
You can refer to anybody who is on the road. Everybody's got a driving license, but doesn't mean you're a good driver, right? It depends how you drive, basically, and what do you do out there, because behind the wheel, you need somebody who's got a patience and follows the rules. So I truly need to see a whole entire picture of the company, of the culture, of the dynamics of the team.
I mean, these people are hitting it on the head. This point system is not a great assessment, I guess, to find the right fit for their role, because clearly this guy, probably based on what they need, is not going to be a fit because he's an embedded developer. So it just goes to show you that this method is not good.
No kidding, Hanna.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head with that one. That would be my first thought is, oh, I could say I self-taught code because I went to a 3-hour class. I don't know crap about coding, but if I want this job, I'm going to say I got, 58 points. Header, boom, send. And then how much time is the recruiter or hiring manager wasting just having to sort through those crap resumes and profiles. Oh, a positive, all right. So I ask you, Akuntu, how does owning Bitcoin make you relevant to this job? Yeah, that's right. You don't have an answer. Absolutely. And that's how I think Qualigence is different from a lot of the other agencies out there, is because we don't just rely on the job description that they give us. Pretty much most of, I know me personally, most of the recruiters out here rewrite job descriptions. We take those 20, 30 bullet points, we condense it into about 10, and then we rank them. And every single job description I have, I said this is the top 3 things that this skill are the skills that are required for this role, and this is why.
Well, I can only relate to an example, like, for example, somebody who's really good as salesperson over the phone doesn't mean that this person is going to be a really excelling selling face-to-face, and other way around. So if somebody is a sales rep, it's not equivalent to another one. So you got to be very careful, really careful, because somebody over the phone needs a different drive that somebody is doing a sales face-to-face. Because you need a different behavioral style and different approach towards people. So really, no, we need more information. We're trying to decode people, how everybody's behaving at work, how they're interacting with people. And that's what I'm looking at. Points, hey, I know 4 languages, but it's true, I just know 2. But on my resume, I know 4. So it's really not relevant.
The turkey vulture said, wow, I got 24 points and I basically have no idea how to code. When do I start?
Bingo bango, buddy. I mean, that's exactly... I'm glad everyone on Reddit here is seeming to agree with this post. And honestly, or agree with me in regards to this post. And the people that do like this post, I have a lot of questions for you.
So there is another positive here. Ear Hacker said, if I'm only a shaky 20 points, then I probably won't waste both of our times by applying. Great system.
Oh, gosh, what a waste of talent.
Oh, darn. Probably didn't want him anyways.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
So can you weight things in Loxo? Like, weight different?
No. We'll put that, yeah, like preferred or extra points, but there's not a specific number attached to it or anything. It's just like, this person needs to have at least the bare minimum, these 3 basic skills to be successful, but you'll probably be able to hit the ground running a little bit faster if you come with these extra skills.
But Hanna, I have a question to you. So for example, if you have highly desirable IT role and you have in front of you 5, 6 resumes and all of them matching, just you get on the phone with the people and hey, they are great. I don't really know, who should I pick? I have a 1 position open, 5 candidates.
Yeah.
What do you do? What is your system?
Yeah, well, I think, if we had, they are all scored the same points, and that would be where you're like, okay, they all look the same, right, based on this point system, but it comes down to just having the conversations with these people, because yes, we need everyone to have a certain skill set to fit a job, but there's more to it outside of that, such as personality and culture fit, and this type of approach isn't going to address those things. So having conversations with people on the phone to better understand them outside of the skill set is how I would go about choosing the right candidate for that role.
Because you probably know what kind of behavioral characteristics somebody needs to have for the role as a programmer, right?
Sure.
He needs to be detailed. He needs to be a focus, a rule kind of follower. I don't know. You need to figure out. I truly don't know. Maybe he needs to be somebody who is more bubbly and delegating, and you need to know that.
Right.
But I think this is very important to figure out what kind of behavior characteristics we need for that particular role to be just a right person.
I agree. So maybe if they added some behavioral things on there and weighted those, that would be helpful.
We have it.
All right, well, I've been pretty vocal about my opinion on this. I think Bella has been too, but I'm going to put it back on you folks out there and like to hear about your thoughts and opinions on this rating system.
Give us a shout.